If you're stuck in the 200 views trap, watch this video all the way to the end. I'm going to teach you exactly everything that you need to know about the algorithm. I'm going to keep it as short as possible, keep it as quickly as possible, so that you can get on with your day and get this quick little piece of value. Editing is not very important. I want to tell you that right from the start. I did a video, it's probably my biggest video at this moment, called how to become a 10K a month editor, how to make 10K a month as an editor. I want you to understand that editing is not important for the algorithm, right? What's important is that the quality of your ideas need to be on point. Little social proof on myself. I've worked with some of the biggest influencers out there, worked with some people with hundreds of thousands of followers. For example, my biggest client right now, 520,000 followers on Instagram, about the same on all of his other platforms. So I know a thing or two about content. Been in the content game for about 4.5 years now, 5 years, I guess now, as of 2024 in March. I've been in the game for about 5 years now. I know a lot of things. I've been in the short form content game before everybody made that a thing. I've been in the content game for a long, long time now. But the one thing that I need you to realize is that you don't have any leverage in this scenario, right? You do not have leverage on the algorithm. The algorithm has leverage on you because you are not important in the algorithm's mind, right? You're just a little piece of the pie. There's so many people out there that post content, so if your content is not better than theirs or doesn't keep people on the platform longer than theirs does, the platform is not going to push out your content, right? So what you need to understand, the basics of how the algorithm works. First, your content gets pushed to a small group of people, right? Then it gets pushed to a slightly bigger group of people. If it performs well there, it'll get pushed to a slightly bigger group of people until the content stops performing nearly as well. And then that content doesn't get pushed to more people. So very, very important that you understand that concept, that you need to please not just your small group of friends, but also that crowd as it gets bigger. And the way that virality works is you get pushed to a small crowd, then a slightly bigger crowd, then a slightly bigger crowd, then a slightly bigger crowd until you slow down and your video doesn't get pushed out anymore. Right? So if your video is going to go viral, it's going to go viral pretty fast on most platforms, especially if it's a short form game. Sometimes it does take a little while, but split testing is very, very important. Check out your thumbnails, change up your titles, those kind of things. Like, get that click-through rate up, and that's how you really get a good video. Watch time is the most important metric, and you got to reverse engineer the platform, right? The platform really wants to make money. That's their goal. At the end of the day, everybody wants to make money. And so the way that the platform makes money is through ads. That's 80% at least of what the platform's revenue source comes from. And smart platforms push their creators because their creators that are really good get them more people that are engaged on the platform and more people that they can show ads to who actually buy. Their goal is to keep the advertisers in the platform, right? So they want to keep as many advertisers as possible there. And so their goal is to become better than all the other social media platforms. Their competition, like YouTube's competition, for instance, is Facebook, because YouTube ads, Google ads, and Meta ads are two different kind of competing sources. And so the one that has the one that's going to end up better, the one that's going to end up making more money is the one that has the most engaged audience, because that's where people are going to spend their money. And this is a general market principle from basic economics, is people choose the better option, right? People don't necessarily always choose the cheaper option. They choose the option that's going to be most effective. So those platforms like TikTok, for example, the reason that TikTok is such a big platform is because there's so many engaged people on TikTok and people that are just scrolling their brain cells away and so glued to the platform. That's why TikTok is as big as it is, right? So in order for the platform to show ads, they need to have engaged consumers, right? They need people engaged on the platform. Your goal should be to keep people as engaged as possible to your videos. So you want them to stay on the screen. The worst thing that could happen to a video is somebody swiping away from it and then closing the app. Because when somebody leaves the platform, it's just going to tank your engagement. Your goal is to keep people in the loop and keep people on your video, because the longer that somebody spends on your video, the more likely they are to actually push that video out to more people, right? So this again comes down to the 80-20 rule, right? Editing is 20% content. The idea itself is the 80%. And so if you aren't focusing on your actual idea and providing value and doing something that's useful for people, you're never going to get pushed out. Like, I know that this video might not be the most famous video that I have because it is very raw. It's not super edited. I've only put in 80% effort. But I think it's more important that you show up with consistency than it is to show up with the best quality and just trying to be a perfectionist. There's a big difference between being a perfectionist and being someone who continually pushes out content and is actually trying, right? There's the perfectionist and there's the procrastinator. Those are the two types of people. The procrastinator is the type of person that claims they're a perfectionist in order to not push anything out. Your goal should be to push out as much content as possible, because you will get better and your content will be closer to perfect the more times that you mess up, because failure is a prerequisite for success. So that's one thing I want you to understand in this video. The biggest thing right now, the biggest secret, like this is the biggest part of this video, is be authentic, build a personal connection with your audience. Like unedited videos like this perform way better than a highly edited, skilled video. Like everybody has Iman Godzi edits, everybody has Alex Hormozi captions. Nobody cares because they are not actually pushing that content out because everybody looks the same. So when you blend in with everybody else, if you do what everyone else does, you're going to get the same result that the average person gets. And the average American is 17 pounds overweight. They have less than $1,000 in their bank account. They have over $100,000 in debt. Like, you don't want to be average. So if you don't want to be average, if you want to go to the next level, hit me up in the DMs. I'd be happy to help you out with your content strategy and help you break the algorithm as well.